Good morning. It's Monday, February 13th, 2023. Really should clear my throat before I start recording. I say that all the time. Anyway, the Super Bowl was this weekend. I watched most of it. I might have watched all of it. I don't remember the end. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it yet, I'll tell you who won. I won't. I'll tell you who lost. I don't know who they were playing against. Oh, now I remember. Anyway, stop listening now, and I'll wave my arm when I say who won. It wasn't the Eagles. It was the Kansas City Chiefs. It was a pretty good game. I haven't watched football in decades. It's been a really long time since I watched football. Anyway, they looked really good. I remember watching football in the past. I mean, these guys looked so much better than football teams in the past have looked. I was surprised. It was a very, very good game. That's it. That's all I got. I am physically drained. That's as much sports as I can do ever in my life. You'll have to give me a few moments. So Mondays suck. I think we've covered that. I think universally, it's for the same reason. You haven't had to get up, or maybe you have, but it's going to work, the drudgery. I didn't always consider it drudgery. I used to spout off about how happy I was with my job. I've got to figure out what needs to change to get back to the point where I'm really, really happy to go to work. Because having a long commute and dreading the work day don't go well together. So, updates, another new tie. It's not new. It's I'm doing this thing where I wear a different tie every day. It's the most awkward flex ever. Like, hey, how many ties does he have? Like that is yet another different tie. A guy who doesn't need to wear a tie. And update on the weight loss thing. Like I was talking about possibly getting in shape, trying to lose some weight. And my weight kept dropping, so I decided it doesn't make sense for me to keep losing weight without actually doing the effort. So I started an intermittent fast, just so it makes sense that I'm losing weight. So I didn't eat anything Friday or most of Saturday, just a kind of like a 2-day, it really was a 2-day fast, because I didn't eat anything Saturday until well after I'd had my last meal on Thursday. So we're going to call it a 2-day fast. Pardon me. The upshot is I'm no longer an angstrom under 200 pounds. I'm like about 198, which is nice. But it's I don't remember doing any exercises, but I'm already losing weight in the middle. I'm down a belt size. And I think I was probably borderline to begin with, because, like I said, I was up well over 210 pounds at one point. So I'm not surprised I'm down a belt loop, but the cut is different too. Like when I was on the no carb primal Atkins keto nonsense. It's all different flavors of the same thing. High protein, low carb. I remember when I was losing weight, when I was getting down, I think I was in the 190s, and I was trying to get back down to below 180. And when I was losing weight, when I would look at myself in the mirror, I could see that there's you've got the giant ball of fat, and that's your gut area, and then as you're losing weight, it starts to separate into certain separate continents. Like the middle belly fat starts to separate from the side belly fat and things like that. That's already happening. So that's nice. It gives the illusion of progress, even though I'm like only 2 pounds lighter than I was a few days ago. I don't know if I covered the whole thing. Like I've been steadily losing weight. The only thing I can attribute this to is the only major dietary change is recently I forgot to bring a bowl again. I recently started eating oatmeal, just quick oats or whatever it's called, for breakfast. Like I'll have that first thing in the morning when I get to work. Sometimes at home, very rarely at home, but I keep a jar of it at work, and if I forget my bowl, I just steal a coffee cup and I put it in there, mix in some water, throw it in the microwave, eat it. So that's the only major dietary change that's really happened lately. I've been trying to bring my lunch to work more, and when I bring my lunch to work, I bring healthier things. Like today I've got radishes and celery in a container. I've got yogurt. I think I still have some dried nuts in a baggie. I brought an avocado. Forgot to grab a kiwi, and some of the nasty breakfast I made the other day. It was just, it sounded good. I saw a recipe and, I kind of roughly perused it because I can usually throw good stuff together. I'm terrible. I'm absolutely terrible at making hash browns. And yesterday was no exception. They were awful, and I don't know exactly what I'm doing wrong. I've got to read a recipe. There must be more ingredients. I thought the last time I made them it was just literally potato. You shred some potato, you squeeze all the moisture out with a kitchen towel, let them dry a little bit, and then you squish them together as flat as you can and you cook them. That may not be right. It probably isn't, because they're just awful. They're the worst hash browns imaginable. Every time. I think I made good hash browns once. It wasn't yesterday. And then on top of that, I made an egg concoction. It was onions and carrots. I cooked them for a while in the pan, and then I added some ground beef, browned that up. Then I took everything out of the pan, put it into a bowl, added some eggs, mixed it up, and then poured it back into the pan to make like some kind of weird beef, carrot, onion omelet. It wasn't great. Anyway, I have some of that with me for lunch today. I expected it to be better. For dinner, my wife, who hates goulash, somehow suggested a goulash. She said, like, well, let's brown this up, maybe throw some noodles and tomato sauce. I'm like, that's freaking goulash. Like, you want to make a goulash. So we made that. I sliced up some cherry tomatoes and threw them in there, spiced it up, and that was freaking delicious. Put a little cornstarch in at the end to thicken it up, because I like a thicker gravy on that stuff. But yeah, that was really good. So I was happy with that. So back to the weight loss thing. So I'm thinking Friday and Saturday is easy. Like if I'm going to do intermittent fasting, I think I did a bunch of reading over it. Like, it's funny, as soon as I started doing it, like Facebook ads, that's all that was in the Facebook ads, like ads for intermittent fasting and all this stuff having to do with weight loss. I'm like, this is crazy. I may have Googled one thing. I may have Googled how long should you do an intermittent fast for. That one Google search just caused an avalanche of ads for all these different apps and routines and websites. It was apocalyptic. No, it was crazy how I don't mind targeted advertising. I'm one of those guys like, yeah, that's great. Like, I don't want to see ads for feminine hygiene products. It just really isn't in my wheelhouse. I don't care about feminine hygiene products. So if you're going to send me ads for things I'm interested in, I think that's great. I think it's a little creepy, but it makes sense. Probably selling my soul to get the targeted advertising, meaning that somebody out there knows absolutely everything about me. So what are you going to do? So anyway, the point was, so Friday and Saturday seemed pretty simple. I wouldn't, so yeah, Saturday night, I broke the fast late Saturday night. We're watching TV, and I busted out a log of spiced goat cheese and Ritz crackers. I believe, I meant to Google this before I got in the car, but I believe Ritz crackers are insane? No, are illegal. I think it's Ritz crackers. I'll confirm this. I'll do a Google search after I get to work or tonight when I get home. But I think they're illegal in foreign countries, again, because of the stuff that Americans put in their foods, just the the toxic goo that's completely unhealthy, like whether it's high fructose corn syrup. I don't know. Again, I'm gonna have to check. If it's not Ritz crackers, it's another cracker that's like literally illegal in Europe. So anyway, that's what I broke my fast with. I had a spiced goat cheese log, spiced goat cheese log, the whole thing. Now I split it with my wife, and Ritz crackers and some cherry tomatoes. Was a random choice. I was going to put together a charcuterie board. Didn't really have the energy. There was just a whole log that had to be used. We'd had it for quite a while, and then got those cute little packagettes of Ritz crackers, like half tubes or third tubes. So I grabbed a couple of those and cherry tomatoes. And it turns out that if you put a piece of cherry tomato on a Ritz cracker with goat cheese, it's delicious. It's actually like there's a noticeable difference between just the Ritz cracker and goat cheese and the Ritz cracker goat cheese with cherry tomato on top. It's very pleasant. I can't remember the brand, but it's a spiced goat cheese. It's got spices in it. It looks like it's going bad, but it's not. It's got like green and red flecks in it. I don't know what the spices are. But my wife was surprised. She says, "This doesn't taste like regular blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's not. It's spiced goat cheese." Just keep saying goat cheese, Chris. Okay, goat cheese. So that's what I broke my fast with, and then like I said, I made some kind of terrible egg concoction yesterday, and then we had this really good goulash for dinner. Did a lot of I would say spring cleaning, but for a long time, like a lot of you who watch, you, the singular you who watches this channel, is aware that I bought a carpet shampooer. One, to clean my carpets, two, because there's an issue we have in our house, and that's why one of our cats is in a confinement center. So unfortunately, one of our cats lives in seclusion. We let him out as much as possible, but we keep him in a giant aviary, which is like a giant walk-in bird cage. You can walk in, walk around, like there's plenty of room to stand up, stretch your arms, spin around. So he's not like in a tiny little carrier case, but he is in a cage with a cat tree and toys and things like that, because we can't let him wander around the house. He's got some kind of issue where he will spray on things. The two things that annoy me the most are that he will spray on electrical outlets, and that's probably the worst one, that he'll spray on electrical outlets. But the other one is like he's stealthy and he does it everywhere. So we finally gave up. We couldn't stop him. I think it has to do with the fact that there's outside cats. We don't want to give him up. We don't want to send him to the pound because we don't want anything bad to happen to him. Like, he's our cat. We adopted him. We're going to keep him. But there's a spot. There was this smell for a really long time, which I could not deal with. I can't stand cat smell, and that's the reason why we got the shampooer. And we discovered the area where it was, and now the house, that part of the house, doesn't stink anymore. So it's fantastic. So we started cleaning everything up. Hold on a moment. Hi, could I have a large black coffee, please? That's it. All right. Thank you very much. You too, thanks. I need to wash my car. So, anyway, cat, cage, commitment. So yeah, we're not going to do anything about the cat other than keep him separated. We have bought cat diapers. Jesus. We've bought cat diapers for the cat, so sometimes we let him out in those. He's not a fan, so he will take them off. So when he does, he goes back in his cage. But anyway, that's the story of. It's not the whole story. It keeps going on. So anyway, we found the source of the offending odor, dealt with it. It's the situation's under control now. So we started cleaning that area of the house. It's dusted. Like we have 4 cats. So we've got 3 people, 4 cats, a couple birds. It's dust, and it's a dusty situation. So it's a dusty house. But on top of that, the kitty litter. I can't remember exactly what brand it is, but every brand is just super, super dusty. It's like when you pour it in, there's a cloud of smoke. When you scoop it, there's this cloud of smoke. It's like, especially if you have light shining and you can see like all the particulate matter that just goes into the air and lands on everything. There's just like this gray film on it, like you're constantly dusting. So anyway, the upshot of this is not only did we start our spring cleaning and start cleaning stuff, but this weekend I found, like I'm always looking for litter that says dust free, and it always says 99% dust free, or 99.9% dust free. Lies, all lies. Never is it true. They're all just as dusty as the other one. But I recently found, I can't remember the brand name, but it's called Clump and Seal. They've got Clump and Seal and Clump and Seal Slide. I have no idea what the difference is, but we've been buying the Clump and Seal. It comes in a stylish black foil box. It's probably Arm & Hammer or Tidy Cat or something like that. I'm gonna guess it's Tidy Cat. I'll look it up later, only for my own benefit. I'm not going to tell you guys, because you could easily just Google Clump and Seal and it'll just come up. But anyway, this stuff is amazing. This doesn't dust at all. In fact, what it does do, if you pour it over your old litter, when you scoop it, it pulls out the dusty old litter with it, causing it not to dust. It is absolutely amazing. The best litter I have ever had. It is super strong clumps. It's unbelievable. Like I said, it's so strong it pulls the old clumping litter that's a crappy litter out with it when you scoop. So it's pretty amazing. Getting all jazzed up about kitty litter. So yeah, that's what we did this weekend. We ended up cleaning the dining room, like the whole thing. Like we cleaned the kitchen and dining room and parlor. Lots of work to do, because we really have been using those areas more of a dumping ground. Like I've said in previous videos, we spend most of our time downstairs in the party room because it's not pleasant to be up there because of the issues we had with the cats. But since I got that shampooer, I have had no break-ins. But yeah, it's become a much better situation up there, so I'm very happy about that. What'd you do over your weekend? I also took my my radioactive suit coat and another suit coat, which I forgot I had bought recently, and 3 or 4 suits to the dry cleaner. So if it's a chemical issue, if there's something on the suit coat that I'm allergic to, hopefully this will take care of the problem. I really doubt that it's radioactive. I keep saying that. I've said it so much that I'm afraid it's actually true. But I don't think yawning, getting sick, maybe they are signs of radiation poisoning. Who knows? But I'm pretty sure I'm just allergic to something that was on the suit coat. what I was going to do with the fasting, but we're down to the last 30 seconds, so I'm probably going to have to save that for the second segment. So apologize if you're watching all of these back to back and there's duplicated content, but what are you going to do? Complain in the comments. Just write out, hey, you're boring, you suck. I know. Have a wonderful day.